this very second, I know you feel the beat. Do you feel the rhythm all the way? Can you see the vision?
Hey guys, it's Simply Julia Lauren, and I wanted to touch on a brief topic about breakage. I don't know about anybody else. I've kind of looked in the Discord a little bit, but I'm not sure if anybody else has had any sort of breakage during their journey or their challenge. So I just wanted to touch up on that because I have experienced the breakage. Okay, here we go. First things first, when assessing the breakage, is looking at your protective style. Are you using braids or are you using twists? I've gone into the pros and cons of both and how each of them can relate to the topic of breakage. So I'm not gonna go into that completely, but I'll put a link in the description box as far as that video down below. The second thing to assess is if your hair just happens to be weak. I wouldn't necessarily say thin, because you can have strong, thin hair, as long as it's healthy. So if your hair is weak, there are a couple of things that you might want to alter about your journey, or maybe you want to do differently so that you can re-strengthen your hair. The first one, which is the one that I normally go to, is a protein treatment. This can be anything from something that was shelf-made to mayonnaise. Some women use, avocado, things like that. Something to give the strands of your hair just more protein so they can get through whatever it is that you're doing with your protective style. The second thing that I like to do is a black tea rinse. Black tea has a lot of caffeine, more so than coffee. And so the caffeine is actually going to help to strengthen your hair. However, number 3, as well as after you do a black tea rinse, would be to deep condition. Even though your hair, what's what I'm looking for? Your hair can get strong, but caffeine will almost act like a nail strengthener. You know what I'm talking about? If anybody's ever used a nail hardener, it doesn't make your nails necessarily strong, but it does harden them. So they can, even though they won't bend and they can grow, they'll still just crack. So caffeine is gonna do the exact same thing to your hair if you don't use a deep conditioner immediately afterwards. So you wanna strengthen it, but then also make it pliable, if that makes sense. And that might help. And then the next thing I want to talk about is your hair dry? Your dry hair is going to lead to more breakage, regardless of what anybody else says. Dry hair leads to breakage. Dry hair leads to breakage. It's extremely important to keep your hair moisturized through this journey. That's why I do what I do where I found what works for me and my hair in keeping it moisturized. But with the summer months coming up, it's pretty much inevitable that your hair is going to be super dry. So here's some of the things that I like to do to try to re-moisturize my hair or to lock in moisture. Firstly, again, the deep conditioner. My favorite is, what is it called? It's called hair mayonnaise by ORS Root Stimulator. Organic Root Stimulator hair mayonnaise. I'll put a picture of it right here. But my mom used this on my hair when I was a little kid, and it's my go-to whenever I need a really good deep conditioner. So I highly recommend that for deep conditioning your hair to add some more moisture. Next thing that I would say is a good leave-in conditioner. I'm not really a fan of water. Anybody who watches my channel knows that I am not a fan of using water. At least for me and my hair, I personally feel that water does not moisturize hair. It sits on your hair and then it evaporates. If it's warm water, it may open your cuticles. If it's cold water, it may close your cuticles, but it doesn't mean that it's actually seeping into the cuticle. So finding a good leave-in conditioner that can soak into the hair strands, whether it be aloe vera juice, rose water, and I mean pure rose water, not rose tea, a certain essential oil, something that you find on the shelf. I actually made a DIY coconut leave-in conditioner that's actually really helped. So finding some conditioner you can leave in your hair can also help with the boost of moisture. And then lastly, have you guys seen the grease trend? Have you seen this? Where women are going, natural women are going back to using just water and grease in their hair. For a little bit, I would say maybe like 2-3 weeks this summer, I was experiencing a lot of dryness, and all the things that I just mentioned previously were not working. So I tried grease and water, and it worked. I left my hair alone and it worked. And after a couple of weeks, I was able to go back to my other routine. Thinking about it now, maybe my hair was just, I don't know, maybe my hair was just tired. Sometimes our hair gets tired, just like how our skin gets tired. We can't keep doing the same skin routine over and over and over again for the rest of forever. We have to change it up sometimes because your body starts to expect what's going to happen and what's coming. So if you're experiencing dryness, I highly recommend using a really good grease. I think the one that I used was like Blue Magic. However, I personally am a huge fan of Africa's Best. That's a really good hair grease. And that's the one that my mom used on my hair when I was a kid. But yeah, I don't know if anybody else has been experiencing a lot of breakage on their journey. I know that I experienced some. Let me know in the comments what you do let me know in the comments what you do to alleviate breakage. I would love to learn and hear more about it and know what to do in the future if said things don't work for me anymore. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Say bye, Wendy. Bye!
It's been 3 days since I've seen you, and I just can't forget, girl, gets worse. I spend all night trying to feel good, trying to forget.